Halito,
Alito, everyone.
halito. What's
Alito,
happening? What's
what's
up, beloved
good?
ones?
What's good? What's good? What's going on with you, Phoenix?
Man, everything's healthy. I'm happy to be alive, Kendrick. I'm happy to be alive. How are you?
Just man, same. Happy to be alive and just all the time on my grind. I guess trying to make it do what it do.
Know it. I know it. So, what's going on? So we understand. You heard it just the same way I did. Were discussing last night how the state of Georgia is now going to open up, or be one of the first states that have actually been, said to open up as early as this weekend coming up. Is that it, or is it
Right.
next week?
This weekend, Friday, I believe. Yeah,
Right. So the
but
beauty parlors, I mean, they're limiting what they're opening. From my understanding, it won't be like the clubs or the concerts or anything, and bars
everything but
and
the
lounges.
clubs.
Right. Right. So, which makes sense. But the restaurants and people will be able to go out and dine out, and get their hair did. Let's keep it real. Niggas want to get an edge up and all of that. Get their beard together.
Right. Um, it's a lot. It's a lot. Basically, they have three phases, but the first phase is getting most of the restaurants open where you can sit in and eat. I think they open up the movie theaters. They're opening just about almost everything will open up except for bars. Anything dealing with the nightlife will be closed, and they're
Okay.
still enforcing the curfew. So anything after 9 o'clock will be closed between 9 and 6 or 7 in the morning, one of the two.
Right, right, which still isn't bad. I mean, so now you have all of the first wave of people. They were very upset. There's nothing going on. I'm not going to stay in the house and blah, blah, blah. And now you have this wave of people. The wave after that was, oh, I'm tired of staying in the house. We want to be out. We want to be able to do this and do that. And now Georgia says, boom, we're going to do this. We're going to open up the floodgates. And they're like, no, it's too soon. You can't please the Negro. You can't please them. They don't know what to be mad at, what to be happy for, where to appropriately place the gratitude or the disdain for that matter. I'm just kind of spent. Okay, don't hang out in Georgia, damn it. But for the people in Georgia that want to get out, by all means, if you feel it's safe, take your precautions. Nothing is ever going to be the same again anyway. Let's just get used to that. After 9/11, nothing was the same again, right? As we once knew it. And this will be the same thing here. Whether things go back to what people appear to think is normal, it's never going to be the same. And for some people, I guess it will be, but they ain't gonna catch me slipping. It's time to get our hands in the dirt, and make sure that we are responsible for ourselves. So I can't wait to get down south and start growing food. I do not want to be arguing with nobody because a tomato is $3 or a loaf of bread is $12. It's a different type of pain when it comes to that. Somebody's daughter keep telling him, "Daddy, I'm hungry." He's going to do whatever he has to do to me and mine to make sure his baby don't tell him he's hungry again.
That's
Right?
right.
You be mad at that? That's humanity. When the Hunger Games come into play, it's a whole nother level of fucked upness. I hope people are in tune and understanding of that. And just try to avoid that so you can keep as much of humanity as you'll be able to, judging from what the times are gonna, scheduled to be looking like.
Mm, that's right. We just got to get, like you said, this is about to become the norm. A lot of things that's changing, and it said somebody said a line keep buffering. I want to make sure everybody's clean, everybody's good. Are coming in cars to do customers' hair. Nashville, that hair salons are coming to cars to do customers' hair. Mm. Well, I seen a lot of trailers where people pulling trailers and they pulling up in front of people's homes and people are going out and sitting in the trailer and getting their hair done, whether it's getting their hair cut or versus getting the ladies getting their hair done. It's a lot of scenarios, a lot of new opportunities. If you can think of a need right in this time, it's a lot of things that you can do to take advantage of. But I think that this is gonna show now. A lot of people are saying that, like you say, it's too much. You can't argue with everyone. and you have people saying, "Oh, they're trying to set us up. They're trying to run us out there." Well, if you feel that way, stay at home. They can't set you up. Stay at home. What you think, Phoenix?
Well, I think for those that think that they're trying to be set up, what's your plan if you is? You've been set up. So now that the setup is actually executed, what are you gonna do? We're being set up. Okay, maybe true. I'm not gonna argue with anyone. That might not be a lie, right? It's probably not a lie. But what are you gonna do? That's where my area of conversation is always gonna lead to. Nowhere else. I can't go drifting off and crying all those tears, because what that does is take away from how you can make the tears stop. Takes away from your effectiveness. It's the truth. It's the truth. There's nothing new that they're doing that they haven't already done. If people know the history, certainly their history, then they'll know how to persevere. Outside of that, I'm kind of fighting the people who still don't know what the fuck to do or what it is that they can do to make things better for themselves, just in their immediate place. We got all this information. We have these large followings of people and things like that. But what do they really know how to? What do they know how to do? What have they learned? Have we helped or have we hurt them? Teachers only as good as the person that is able to learn for themselves. Are you there, Coach?
I think most time it's just comprehension. That's all I really think it is. It's just comprehending, being able to comprehend what's going on, not listening to what other folks, be able to pay attention and make your own decision of what's going on and how to act on it. That's like the hardest thing for us to do. Because a lot of time we'll say, "Oh, I don't know what to do." All you have to do is really sit back and pay attention to what's going on, and you'll see what you need to do.
And then again, at the point, so many years later, if you don't know anything to do at this point, then you need to say something. Don't pretend to, because you're gonna get left behind. You're gonna get hurt. At least get behind some people that you know are strong and not looking to take advantage of you and looking to, see you do well. You know, not everybody is a chief, so you can't expect everybody to know what to do. But there should be people assigning different types of tasks to themselves to better prepare them to, be able to avoid oppression, whatever that may be. No contribution is too small.
Okay, I got someone that posted a book. I tell one thing my conspiracy is they're gonna starve us. So I put my hands in the sword and turned around. I pointed at the squirrel and told my son that's gonna be dinner one day. I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. Who knows? But if you think that's it's possible, get prepared. That's the main thing, is being prepared. Uh, Let me see. We got on the screen. I got the No Grandma Killers, y'all, over here, and we got some big announcements to make. You all know, especially with Georgia being the first off the list. But we got a date coming up for everyone. Let me know like it is. Make sure you all like and share whatever page you on. But please make sure you go over to No Grandma Killers and subscribe. We're trying to let as many people know as possible what's going on with the events and everything. And the best way to do that is be subscribed over there to No Grandma Killers. It costs nothing to subscribe. That's like a lot of support. Just make sure that we can get everyone to say to go ahead and get over there and subscribe. Share that page to that channel to everyone, to your friends, because that's the only way we're gonna get that up. Nothing new under the sun. Let me see. Gang, stack up them Roman noodles. Phoenix, you still there? You still with me?
Yes, I am
Okay.
here. I'm here.
I wanted to make sure you wasn't talking and I couldn't hear you.
No, I'm here. I was actually texting on my phone. Yeah, so, I don't know. People are gonna have to decide what it is that's best for them. Um, and that's it. Like, so for the people that are appalled that Georgia is trying to restore some normalcy to the people of the state of Georgia. What you got in mind? Do you have anything in mind? What you got going on that you can do for the state of Georgia? Stop proposing these things. You have representatives, you have congressmen, you have mayors, you have aldermen, you have city council. You have things that you can do directly where you are, where you stand, where you live. So what is it that you're going to do? You can't just go making decisions for everyone else if you're not equipped to be responsible for, these things that you're putting out into the universe. I don't think people realize that they put a lot of negative energy into the universe each time they sit there and cry about the status quo of what, you know, the problems are or what they're doing. And when they start the victimizing, they're doing this to black people. I remember when this, first became a thorn in the ass of these so-called citizen of the United States. People were saying that this was something that only rich people were contracting. Then they said that so-called black people couldn't get it until you saw Idris Elba and John Legend. Then it was only celebrities attached to these specific scandals and just people that we would never really know if they really had it or if they were better or they would whatever. And now here it is. It's touched home for so many people. It's hit home for so many people that now people kind of have changed their tune. And at this time, when it's a pandemic, people, if you cannot offer a solution, keep some of your insensitive comments to yourselves. We definitely know that something's wrong. We definitely know that we've been played, but you got to know that you can't just shadow box. So for the people that has had lost loved ones and they had to have virtual funerals, all those comments and shit going across their timeline, it doesn't fucking help. If these people perished and died in a nightclub or some sort of edifice like the World Trade Center, you guys will fucking be a little more sensitive about who's affected or who could possibly be affected. Even though I'm sure none of the conspiracy theories would be to a low minimum or anything like that anyway, because it would still be the government did this and they did that and they did this. Okay, well, if that's true, you got to have the goddamn evidence. You can't just go accusing people without the direct evidence, the direct connect, the direct link. And my suggestion is, because you got so much shit going on in your own world, why don't you just start there? Because there's nothing you can do for me and mine. The police beat me upside my head. Ain't nothing you can do but feel sorry for me. You could be angry because look at what they did and they should be messing with our sister, but you really ain't going to do nothing. Really ain't going to do nothing. What can you do? And if you can do something, then please, somebody, let's bust some grapes. We need to bust grapes. We need to bust grapes. That's it, and that's all. We just need to bust grapes.
Got to be smart about it. And whatever it is you do.
That's right. And but the difference is now, like, we have the tools now. Are we going to use them? Before, we were just expected to maintain a house with nothing, no cleaning supplies, nothing to disinfect or sanitize or keep it clean. We couldn't have good furniture in there. Everything was hand me down and second best, right? Nothing new and fresh our own for quite some time since we had a lot of invaders and stuff around. Okay, well, now we have solutions, we have remedy, we have cure, we have answers. Okay, so what are we going to do about it? What are we going to do? There's things you can do in your state. Don't take on the problems of the entire United States and think every Negro is affected the same way you are. Doesn't mean that. So you can't expect all of us to be Trump haters, which now I see people jump in the bandwagon. I see people jump in the bandwagon almost entirely. And it's so shocking to me. And it only took $1,200. Huh. It's weird. That's really weird to me. So I really just don't know how to take it from, the peanut gallery. We got a lot of peanut galleries, and I'm not saying people's opinions and things that they are bringing out are not valid. But what I'm saying is that, are you going to contribute to the problem or are you contributing to the solution? We're already aware that we have plenty of problems, but the awareness on the solutions on the solutions, that is what needs to become contagious. That's what needs to become viral. The shit is right there written for everyone to see. Everyone has access to how to stop the government from taking your cornbread. I don't know how it's not important. Again, last week we did a show to G or not to G, and we compared the coronavirus to the computer virus, and it's the same thing. What are you uploading? What are you downloading? You're watching the news. You're looking at YouTube. You're looking at all these fake ass scientists. You're looking at all these fake ass microbiologists and these new alchemists and stuff like that. And these people have nothing in. You don't know what it is that they're doing in their regular there's not enough transparency into who exactly they are. They just get up here and they just talk all this shit, but you don't really know nothing about them except what you go digging or what you hear from somebody else. So who are you getting these things from? What are they doing to improve the conditions of the people where they are? They just getting there and just talking all this fly shit, the smooth shit that everybody wants to hear. That's the kind of things that, like, don't leave the church and then fall in love with some other poor unrighteous teacher. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just I don't really know where people want to go with things. It's just like like I said last week. Call me when it's time to bust the heads. Call me when it's head busting time. Other than that, you ain't gonna get too much out of me with this shit. It's nothing else to talk about. Okay, we crying. They doing this to us. Okay, write that down. They doing this to us. Okay, write that down. And here, and look, and this too. Okay, write that down. And then when you say, okay, so how we gonna fix these problems? Everybody's ghosting. Everybody's ghosting. Why can't we have think tanks to be, at the head of making sure that we have our shit together.
That's right.
We gotta make sure we safe. Everybody during this pandemic has started taking on the world's problems. I saw Indians talking about Africans couldn't get it. Then I say, oh, then they like, oh yeah, they over there trying to push it to the Africans. Then the Kenyan people was trying to send out packages with Hennessy and hand sanitizer. I'm just like, and now they're worried about the concentration camps that they really have. Niggas could call Walmart a FEMA camp and all that, but you can't prove that there are one. You're not in none. You don't know nobody that is. See what I mean? But we know for a fact, them niggas in Kenya get rounded up for quarantine. You know they're not gonna have the same goddamn steak shtick that you'd have here in America. Would there be any other place you'd rather be? To go through the worst of the worst, and we've been through the worst of the worst. But look at all the things we still have. If you ain't got no eggs, you ain't got to walk a country mile to go find somebody that would give you some. So it's just like, I don't know, man. It's not for the problems. It's all about the solutions, and that's where the hell we got to be. I can't get on the crying train. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. That's regressive. We ain't gonna get nowhere. And just that quick, this whole wave will pass by, and niggas will go back to black, and everything else that didn't get no fruit. Didn't get no fruit. I did not drop grandma to pick up no We Are the World campaign because other motherfuckers is suffering. Not when I know people that I went to high school with that's dropping dead for some shit. You hear these people talking about, oh, ain't nothing. They fudging the numbers. Nigga, you didn't really look that deep into it. These people are dying. They have this poison in their body. There's only two codes. Let me explain the ICD coding systems, okay? So anybody that's worked in healthcare, medical billing, you know how the insurance companies bill through the ICD coding. So they finally have released ICD-10. I've been retired since 2015. So now you have all of the 90s, all of the early 2000s, we dealt with ICD-8 and 9. We waited for 10 for quite some time. And I do remember when I first worked with Obamacare in 2013, they still didn't implement ICD-10. So now here it is, they finally integrated ICD-10. And these are all of your codes in order to be able to bill you with medical diagnoses. So you have the ICD-11, which will probably be out. Usually they put it out every, I don't know, decade or so. So now the ICD-11, let's say it's due to come out 2022. They are still not going to be equipped what has just happened with all of these deaths to this related to this illness. There's still only two codes. So you have to, by law, okay, and by the systems that have been in place, you have to assign two of these codes. So either one is going to be the reason, or an extenuating circumstance that occurred while this other reason for death that caused death um, happened. Okay, two codes. So now when ICD-11 comes out, there's still probably going to be what? Only two codes. We'll have to wait another 10 to 15, maybe even 20 years for ICD-12 to be perfected in order to be able to properly diagnose these codes that we have right now, addressing the situation that we have just now been through. And by that time, there'll be so many people that fucking forgot what happened because they didn't lose anybody. It's not really something that's on their mind. So we'll see how that goes. So when you're having these conversations, you got to be, and that is specifically for people saying they're telling doctors and nurses to do XYZ. You ain't got shit to do with billing. They ain't telling you to do nothing. Once that diagnosis goes there, that's where it goes. It goes through transcription, and then the code, they put that in there for the codes to get the medical billing. So that's a lie. And if they do have any doctors telling any nurses anything like that, then get them in trouble. Don't sit there and make no Facebook viral video talking about, yeah, the doctors wanted me to lie. You cloud chasing, you lying, because there's anything you could do, you could get that doctor thrown completely off the planet. Bury that man deep. He won't be able to put a band-aid on a bicycle when you get done. So you got to think about what is really happening versus some of the shit that people are just putting out with the fluff and stuff like that. There's no way that nobody ethically, you take a Hippocratic oath, whatever, even if you just a decent moral person, you ain't gonna let no doctor tell you no crazy shit like that where you responsible for lying and causing people pain and harm. And you just gonna make a video about it. You're not gonna do that. It's not hard to get a doctor or nurse in trouble. You could get a lot of them in trouble and they didn't even do nothing. Even just causing an investigation stops them from being able to get their chicken. And hopefully it gets settled out the right way or their career is over. So let's not with that shit. Let's stop with that. We just get all caught up and fascinated with the romanticism of things that attract you to painful situations, to the point where it's almost as if they do not believe that the Negro are going to see any light at the end of the tunnel. So who failed who? Who's the killer here? Who's the killer? That's my question, I guess.
Who is the killer?
So I think that they are so I guess Trump is doing something with immigration right now. He's doing something with immigration right now. And that's probably gonna be him putting these people out there, don't come through. You ain't coming through here. He's gonna put a stop to that. He's gonna put a stop to that. And then people gonna be crying about that. They're gonna be crying about somebody's mother from Saudi Arabia that's not allowed to come in America. He's so mean. He won't let them be with his mother. That's all they be doing. Never mind that they coming from the hotbed of the place where this disease runs rampant, right? It's not gonna matter. People just see whatever it is that makes them emotionally feel some kind of way, and they are reactive to that. I just think that it's high time that we are more proactive instead of just reacting to every single thing. And they just sit back and watch. Look at these emojis. You got those 5 emoticons on Facebook or whatever. You got the like button, you got the love button, the sad button, the angry button. Yeah. Okay. So now you have that, and they look and see how people feel about a thing all the time, and they get to look at our algorithms. And let's face it, if anybody is watching, watching all of us Americans or Earthlings like as if to vision through a glass menagerie, if you will. If you did that, and there you were the person that was holding the globe where you shake up and all the snow is there and you can look down and see all the people. If you were the person that had the globe in your hand and you were looking down, you could tell by now that there's a lot of shit that the Negro ain't gonna do. The poorest countries, Pakistan, wherever you can name it, they go crazy when they feel some type of way. Force them to, even if it's about destruction and destroying and tearing some shit down, they go crazy, and then that ultimately dies down. And but at the same time, they always have the support of the oppressed peoples here in America, always, no matter what. So even though coronavirus is hitting us home here, I see people crying about things happening in India, what's going on in Britain. Like, can we just stay home? Can we just stay home sometimes?
Nope. They condition us to think about everybody else but ourselves.
And
Who
this is
gonna go
sad. And
get you
then
when you die?
oftentimes we are doing really well with worrying about ourselves, and then it's just this one thing that kind of just boop, comes over and just kills that. It just kills that. The attention span is short. They know that they're just going to be angry, and the minute that this is over, they're gonna go get their hair and nails done. They're anticipating you going to get fly. They're not anticipating niggas to show up at the Capitol building when they open up the state. They're not anticipating niggas showing up at the mayor's mansion. What's up, boss? Can we talk? They ain't doing none of that. They ain't doing none of that. I seen on the news last night in Israel, they're protesting and they're outside wherever they need to be. They want Netanyahu ass to go to jail, but they outside protesting, standing 6 feet, which is 3 feet a meter, which is 2 meters apart, according to the BK, the British metric system. They have a different, they don't have a quarter pounder over there in Europe and stuff like that. So, but anyway, according to their metric system, we do feet for distance and they do meters. So people are standing 2 meters away from each other and they're out there in Israel ready to go buck wild for whatever it is that they feel they're entitled to, that Netanyahu's about to get away with, and they're not fucking having it. In the middle of Corona, they're like, still fuck that. We ain't gonna let y'all get away with this just because y'all trying to do whatever, XYZ. And I said that to say those people are taking some sort of action. I don't know exactly what it's the state of Israel. I haven't like looked at their constitution, or I haven't looked at those things in quite some time. I don't really think it's important to now. We got enough stuff going on here in America that I don't ever have to leave the land. I don't have to worry about what's going on anywhere outside of the Americas. And generally, I don't. You really don't often get me to care unless I'm comparing something to what's going on, general situations, that affect women in total or affect men, across all color lines, things of that nature. Yeah, of course, we share those things and stuff like that. But everything generally that I want to build on got to do with the Indian. It's not going to be a day, 3 years from now, 5 years from now, where I'm just so uh, attached to the skin tone that I'm just going to be so forgiving and accepting of people that look like us. It's not going to work. I'm worried about the Indian and the Indian only. Everybody else got somebody else to worry about them. But I know for a fact, Michael Jackson, myself, we both Indian, we both Indians, and I know that nigga said they don't really care about us. I didn't think he was talking to anybody but the Indians. Did I think he was talking about black people in general? Hell no. I thought he was talking to the Indians specifically.
Yeah, that knew they was Indians.
Right. Right.
That's
So
the whole key.
I don't.
Mm, 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 mm.
So I wanna drop the link in the chat. If anybody has any comments, if they'd like to talk or join the discussion, you certainly can. I just dropped the link in there. Let me see. I'll drop it in Facebook also. Sit down. We just having a friendly bill to chop up, chop up. I see the beloved hit me up. I don't think he realizes I'm live. Shout out to Wakito Slim Bull. It's his birthday today. Um, Peace and love to you. I hope your day is super awesome.
Hey, happy birthday, young bulls, slim bull.
Yeah, and good brother Jermaine Goodwin, Jermaine, good friend, known him for a very long time. Shout out to you too, man. Happy birthday, my beloved friend Annie. Happy birthday, Annie. So yeah, it's a lot going on. I had some different experiences. The virtual funerals, I attended three of them. Very different. I noticed some things. The people in the funeral homes, even though it was just um, uh, the corpse of the loved one and like the funeral worker, and it was like a closed caption TV kind of thing. It was difficult. You can see them. It was difficult to watch. You can't even pay your respects in person. So that was definitely something different. And of course, the people that have all these insensitive comments, they certainly haven't experienced that. And I'm also thinking that they don't have any people that work in healthcare that is worried, day to day going to work, what it's going to be like. If that's going to be the day that they bring that shit home to their families, like just people just are so insensitive to so many of the people that are affected, and I just think that that kind of behavior is really negative, and it's something that we have to be able to you know to take away from what's going on. It's not necessary, and you're not really going to get nowhere with it. It's just negative. Who wants to keep hearing about the people that keep getting their ass whipped and they never did no push-ups, never did no sit-ups, never did no squats, no chin-ups. They never did nothing. They ain't you know, beat nothing up in the they ain't hitting the punching bag. They ain't doing nothing to beef up or to strengthen up or to they're not studying martial art. They don't want to defend themselves. That's negative energy.
Then who they
Lack
expect to
of
do it?
solution is negative energy, and these people be running around with the frequencies off, and we have to do this and the vibes and the vibes. And you talk about that, you ain't got no damn solution, man. You're negative, babes. Don't mean we don't love you, but we know your ass is negative. We can count on you to say some negative shit about a situation that we already know is negative. You may say it in a fancy way that we can all agree, but even in our agreements, we are agreeing to be negative and accepting of something negative. Mutual agreements. If we all believe that we can walk through walls, if everybody knows that the dollar sign is a universal symbol for money, nobody has to ask, what is this? It don't matter what country you come from. You see that dollar sign, you see that pound sign for euro, you know damn well that got something to do with money, right? That is a mutual agreement that we all have. When you see the symbol of a heart, everybody knows to associate a heart with love, right? You just automatically know that. Those are, they could be called sigils, they could be called symbols, they could be made into sigils, they could be called symbols, but that's something that is still a mutual agreement. And what I mean by that is that's that way because that is something everybody in the world agrees on the same accord, right? Kind of like the power of what Christians expect that if everybody prays on something on the same accord with the same desire, the same intent, looking for the same outcome that they think that it's going to happen, right? But in real life, we have these mutual agreements with things that allow us to have these experiences. Again, you know what the heart symbol is, you always associate it with love because that is something that universally everybody knows about it. If we all believed on one accord that we can walk through walls, I'm pretty sure that we'd be able to Casper in and out of people's homes. We do it in the astral travel, right? Those that know how to use that and manipulate that, we are able to do that in that instance anyway, right? How you're able to interpret these messages from your dreams, from your ancestors, people trying to reach you through different mediums and things like that. We're naturally the soul people, so we are able to conduct those types of energies. So that means that we are all powerful. Shit, white men believe that they are the most fucking superior people on the planet. And you know how that may be true? Because everybody on the planet believes it. It's a mutual agreement that everybody thinks this man is that nigga. We have to change some of those things that we agree on, and it has to be on one accord, and it has to be in unison, and we have to make it contagious so that it is what it is on those terms, not the ones that are less favorable to us as a people. That's it.
contagious, trendy. So you got to make right trendy again. Y'all know everybody says too much like right, like we
That's
running
right.
right.
We have to, like, we're going to die from just doing the right thing. We're going to die from being proactive instead of reactive. Because all we know, oh, did you see what the cop did to that lady in the subway over there? Okay. Yes, we did see that. But what are we going to do? Because the person that had the camera, maybe he turned the video over, got a couple dollars from TMZ. But did he really go and file a complaint on that other person's behalf? If you see something, say something. Ain't that what they say all over New York City? Ever since 9/11, if you see something suspicious, so did that mean it was our job to sit there and watch every Muslim that comes into the train station or something? Do you know that there's people that really believe that that was their job? Because they uploaded and downloaded those programs to make them think that enemies that was also the Muslim. They went through their phase of bias. Ain't nobody looking at them. And even during the time where everybody was paranoid of people of Arab descent, at that time, that still didn't make anybody less scared of your chocolatey son walking down the block like that lady didn't expect that nigga to take her purse. They still didn't stop make so-called black people look better in the light of the world because everybody happened to, because the Muslims was on the hot seat for a little while. It did not stop fucking cops from shooting our babies because everybody was looking at Muslims for blowing some shit up in the world. None of that changed the disposition on how people view people of color in the Americas. None of it. None of these world catastrophes, these horrific events, none of these events have ceased to take the spotlight off of the Negro being the most destructive motherfucker on the planet.
The number one on the limelight on the news.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's like, now what you gonna do? So now they don't want to talk to the police. So when the police is chasing your son all over Harlem or all over Crown Heights or whatever, you ain't gonna do nothing about it. You just gonna get on there. Yo, they keep chasing my son. Look what they did to little Jimmy. They did this and this and this and that. I seen little Jimmy running. This is the news report. I seen little Jimmy running, and there were about 4, 5 officers, and da 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 da. And what did everybody do? They just pulled their fucking cameras out. Who went down to the police station, writing down on cops' badge numbers? Who did all that? Who's the follow up? Let me tell y'all something. A couple years ago, I came out here to visit from Cali, and I took the subway. My cousin and I was going into Harlem. And when we was going, we actually took public transportation. So we took the bus from my side of Queens to the Jamaica station. We take the E train into Manhattan. So as we were going into the subway, we stopped to take a couple of puffs before we go down into the subway, and boom, pop, 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 you hear shots. You see somebody on the ground, you hear a couple of girls screaming, people scattering, everybody pulls out their phone. So I look and see what's going on. You can hear the sirens coming, people calling 911 and all this other stuff. So I see 2 girls, and they were kind of young. I could tell they didn't really know what was going on, but the look on their face, they ain't never seen no man down before. So I said to the dude that was laying on the ground, I said, yo, homie, you on parole? You know the police is coming to that hospital. So if you here with somebody, you better get them to hold anything in your pocket that you don't want them to find. Some nigga with a camera was like, yo, where you was at when I got shot? That's true, son. The cops is coming. Anytime you go to the hospital, whether you call the police or not, for what looks like a stab wound or a gunshot wound, the police is coming to visit you. Don't think nothing ain't happened. They coming to press you.
Off the rip.
So,
go ahead.
Like and that's just me thinking quick. Like shit, I'm just sitting here, like damn, nigga, don't let that happen. If this nigga gonna die right now, you got 2 of your friends here with you. Maybe they should go through your pockets so it ain't in the newspaper article that the cops did XYZ to you, but you died with 2 ounces of crack in your pocket. Like, have some respect for your family and your peoples too. Ain't knocking what niggas do, how they get it, how they live. I'm not even going to drag into that into this conversation, but I'm just saying, like, part of like, you want things to look clean, even when it's messy like that. That would be the first thing I think. Let me get this weed off of her. Like, what the fuck? You don't want that something fucked up like that to happen to people. like really know what to do when wild shit pops off. They panic. They don't think right. They don't. So I'll just be trying to figure out where's people placing themselves in all of this, man. They're gonna be part of the problem, part of the solution. Whatever it is, it's got to include some truth and some fucking self seeking. You know. So I put the link out there if anybody wants to join. Let me drop it in Facebook. There's a few people listening there. But this is what it is, man. We gotta have, and then they criticize and everything, and it's like, listen, you ain't got to participate in everything. You don't have to agree with everything. Generally, that's how it goes. It's always been like that. But what you gotta do is know how to make a solution for yourself. We can't just keep crying, and then expect everybody to have all those tears with you. Like for those reasons, let's save them for when shit really happens. Let's do that. Let's save those tears for some real shit. You know? So.
Facts. Said my uncle accidentally shot himself a few weeks ago and nobody came to the hospital. That was unusual. Usually police do come.
Mm-hmm. Not now.
They don't.
They scared.
Oh yeah, that's right.
It's scared now. It's a little different. This would have been a time for all the crooks to, they
Oh
had. I mean,
yeah.
I'm just saying this would be a good time. Niggas should know when it's a good time to be a crook, right?
Everybody getting off.
Yeah, like so, listen, my friend's mom was in that house for a long time before they got to her because the EMS wouldn't come because she had tested positive for COVID. So don't think that every situation is just gonna be like that. Especially under now. So niggas is worried about martial law. This ain't no civil war yet. We ain't halfway there. And
Is it
again,
being? Is it text? I mean, is it tested COVID or
no,
is it
she tested positive for COVID.
okay?
Uh,
Because
she tested
sometimes
positive Thursday, and
they don't
she
test
passed
positive.
away.
The diagnosis be coronavirus without the test. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, she had the test, and now again, this also makes me wonder. I remember a story Grandma told us when we was young about this was a safe sex, protect yourself because you don't want to go on that list. And we looked at her like, Grandma, what the hell list you talking about? She said, well, back in the day, child, when the men would get the gonorrhea or the chlamydia and don't go back to the hospital, they put your name in the ledger and they come out looking. The same people that refuse the tuberculosis treatment, they go out looking for them and they put them in a quarantine. And your name goes in the ledger. So if you go down to the health department, you can see if Jimmy Crack Corn got gonorrhea or chlamydia. This is, before they had HIPAA laws and stuff like that. But grandma always scared us. You don't never want to go on no list. Like, shit. That's something that I always, thought of in the back of my mind. But I said that to say, how did they know that this woman tested positive to where the EMS is not going into their house? Must be because there's some sort of list that may, and I'm not saying we have access to it, or I'm not saying we don't have access to it, but I'm saying that there's something going on in the background there with that.
Well, it's with insurance. I think the treatment for coronavirus was 20,000, and without insurance, it was something like $40,000 for treatment for the virus, something like
Right,
that.
right. People got to know medical bills. They charge you for taking your blood pressure, your weight. I mean, everything is completely itemized and it has a code. It all has a code. So with that being said, just check on your loved ones. And I'll make sure. I've been wanting to say this for a while too. So for the people that are very insensitive and have made all of these ain't nothing going on things, those are some of the people that ain't checking for nobody. Are those the same people that has spoke to their grandma in the last 2, 3 days? Have they checked on their mama this whole month and a half we've been on lockdown? These is people that's already disconnected any goddamn way. So for the rest of us that actually can't get to our loved ones, that shit don't make them feel nothing. People are desensitized when they have already when they just filled with negative energy and pain, they're completely desensitized to any of the things that anybody else. It blocks their empathy, right? In a way to where it's It's low vibrational. If you want to put it that way, people like using those words. It's low vibrational. And it can't be hidden from anybody that, is constantly trying to elevate within themselves and, in a group setting or community setting. It's not gonna fly. It's a lot of things that are being revealed and exposed. And it's not just what the government's doing. I still see the government, but nigga, I ain't forget y'all let Colinago look weasel his ass on by. You still got people. We could keep talking about Trump and everything. That do not take the spotlight off of what's happening in urban Indian country with our own motherfucking people. Don't stop nothing. This ain't gonna be where everybody, all the Indians catch amnesia stuff and stuff like that. No, 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 no. When everybody's down off this corona shit, we gonna bring it right back to where we was, right? Because people forgot what type of stuff was going on in Indian country because they just took on the world pandemic, right? Corona done came and stole the show with the tap shoes on and all that, doing the Charleston on us and shit.
No.
We're gonna get back to that. We still got thieves in the temple. Still got thieves in the temple. Save your own ass for your own ass whipping. Now would be a good time. What's up? Who ready to I'll drop this link in there right now. Something that I'm looking at. Let's see how about it these people really are. Hold on one second. Let me snatch this up. Y'all wanna start a crowdfunding and get funding and get with this right here? What y'all wanna do? Hold on one second. Let me drop this in here. I got stuff like this waiting on me. Let me find this. Hold on. I'm going to do a screen share and show y'all something. Give me 1 second, child.
Yeah, I got you. When you set the screen share, I got you. Just put it on there.
Okay. I'm actually looking for.
Let me see what we got. While you pulling that up, Mr. Walther was good. Yolanda Sanders, uh, Malone, Malone Tan, Peaches Smith. What's that? Spay, Pass Girl. Thanks for subscribing to the channel. Don't forget to subscribe to No Grandma
No
Killers.
grandma killers. That's it.
Let me get that up so you know what that look like. That's it right there in the bottom right hand corner of your screen. Please make sure that if you're not subscribed to that channel, make sure you go over there and hit that button. Please subscribe to No Grandma Killers. We got a lot of solutions going on, like the one we did last week with the cab show. We have a lot of more bills coming. They're gonna be on the No Grandma Killers. The update about the tour will be over there. We have everything that'll be over there on that channel. Just been working hard, setting up to get everything prepared to stay over there. I'm doing good, Mr. Walter. I'm doing great. I'm doing wonderful. We begin. What's going?
I'm getting it together.
No problem. It's not needed. So fast things go back to normal when they flip the switch. It's all about propaganda. That's right. That's right. It's America's dream. We're gonna keep you in a dream. We don't want you to see what's going on for real. That's why they got everybody confused about what's going on, because they got to keep you in a dream. Oh, I know what's going to happen, and I know what's going to happen. Well, nobody knows what's really going to go down.
Okay. Hold on 1 second. Yeah. All right. So let me drop this link. One second. Y'all gonna trip off this, but this is how easy it is. Okay.
Halito Frank. Let me see why she getting that up. Let me see what we got. Y'all got storms coming your way again. Oh man, I don't need no more storms, Mr. Waltho. It's been rough. Power been going out. It's been a little rough. Them storms
Oh
been
yeah.
coming. They've been back
Mhm.
to back.
Yeah, we definitely had some messed up storm. We just had one a little while ago. Okay, so look, let me make this bigger.
Oh, yeah,
How
let
will
me.
y'all want to keep it?
I got it. I got it. Let me blow this up. Hold on.
Okay.
Oh, okay. I got you coming right up. Want to make sure that you all can get this. All right, you got it, Phoenix. They can see it
Okay.
now.
All right. So now this is stuff that we can do, guys. Like this is totally obtainable. So, when people are ready to convince me that they're looking to do something, because I don't want to get caught slipping. Now this is just random. This place here, I didn't have any specific guys. I just put in property under I think $35,000. So here it is. You have 37 acres for $18,600. This is in Arizona, but this land is available. How many how many Indians does it take to screw in a light bulb? So these are things that cooperatively we would be able to do, and everybody would have equal shares. 37 acres, that's plenty of room for you and your children to grow from childhood to adulthood and have their own house in the same community as you. So again, let's do a little bit of each acre is 43,560 square feet. So this property here, 37 acres. So that's times 37, and here you have 1,611,720 square feet. How many houses do you think you can build? How much would you be able to use that land for growing your own food? These are things that are not outside of our reach. I mean, I don't know. They ask for stuff like $2,000, $3,000 down and $70 a month. I'll blow $100 worth of weed probably every day. Easy.
Hey, he said, that's dry land. He said, look down south. Go toward.
That was just like I said. That was just
Yeah, it
a
was
random, and
random.
you'd be surprised.
Right.
37 acres. It's not all going to be dry. Arizona is not completely arid. It's
Right.
definitely not. And it also depends on what the state is. But the point that I'm making is this is still land that you'd be able to grow stuff. It would still be yours. It would still be private. And it would still get some respect put on your name as a land owner. Still can be developed. There's still tons of things that you can do with it.
That's right.
So if you can't put it in the ground, you still would be able to have a greenhouse, and nobody could tell you nothing. At some point, a greenhouse might be a great option too, because even on the property that we're looking at down south, I'm already factoring in having a greenhouse specifically because I don't want to deal with the rodents and the bugs and things like that. I know the greenhouse provides a specific protection and just some things that I don't have to worry about. Period. So um, saved and sanctified. Why don't you email me? I see what you're saying, brethren. Why don't you email me? And again, I don't have anything to hide. You know what I'm saying? So when we are looking to do things like this together, unfortunately, you have people like Colinago and all these other people that have done these land scams and all of that. I don't have shit to hide. I can provide my name, my government name and social security number and be able to, show that I'm worthy of doing transactions with and shit. I really don't have nothing to hide, and I'm hoping to work with other people like that too. There's tons of things, and then again, I'm not gonna put out every goddamn idea for people that's just, gonna be whining and crying and shit like that. I'll save my shit for the people that's about the action and stuff like that. But these things have already been thought out. These things have already been put together. They've already been put together. So in the background, I've been looking to do these things with my bloodline kin. But these are also projects and stuff that I'd be willing to do with good people in Indian country as well. So people got to figure out what it is that they want. Hold on, there's another property. Hold on, we could definitely look at something else. There's also waterfront properties. There's all sorts of things that are available. Give me 1 second here. Okay, so let's look. You got Georgia. Let's look at Georgia.
Georgia, Georgia.
Georgia on my mind. So you have Habersham County. Now this is 2.86 acres, and that's 18,000 down. Owner financing. Look, $124 a month. No credit checks. No credit checks. You save $14,985. Okay, so now this website here is landwatch.com. I do have several others that pretty much do the same thing and give you visibility of the same thing. Now, some of these properties have, farms already available. You have land that's specifically just for hunting. You have land that could be mountainside, land that can be waterfront, just so many things. And if you look at, you also want to make sure that we're in a place where they're gun friendly. My issue here in New York is people wanting to knock my mom upside the head for a fucking tomato, and then the cops could be the ones doing the same thing. They have guns in New York. People are not supposed to have any. Doesn't mean they don't. We know better than that, but they're not supposed to have any. So you see the problem that I get? I feel a lot more comfortable in Kentucky where I know if someone's trying to take my life, I can kill them and not have to worry about being prosecuted. In North Carolina, there's just certain security. You can go to the gas station and buy a bullet for $1. So you want to look in those states where the laws are going to be beneficial to how it is that you see yourself being able to live from generation to generation. Remember, it's not about us. We're building for the progenitors. This ain't really about us. I know, my club days is over. I only care if the club is safe for my grandkids. You see what I'm saying? Whenever that day happens. Other than that, it's not really about us. We thinking futuristically. I should hope that the Indian is thinking futuristically and not just so much about now. But you should be able to travel in between now and then. Because what we're doing now, it basically is setting the model for how things are going to be going forward. But at the same time, you're setting a precedent for yourself that puts some respect on your name. And that name is going to carry on. That is how you live forever through your generations, through your seeds in which you put forth. So this here's, they have, this is Gilmer County. They have Burke County here, 1 acres. This is still less than $30,000. Now these are, now you got 6 acres here in Lincoln County, Georgia, still under $30,000, $29,655. Right? A lot of these places already have water set up. Some of these places are already ranches or were ranches or a part of it. Here, this is known as Spring Haven Farms. And this is like country living, convenient to town. Okay, so this is like a sprawling wooded mini farm. 5.5 acres in the city of Dexter, Lawrence County, $27,500. There's still a lot you can do with 5 acres. You can certainly do more with 50, but there's so much that you can do with 5 acres. Again, it's only how you look at it. So now you have Screven County, 9 acres for $28,000. Just off the highway on Port Robin Road, right? So there's so many things that we could be doing, but now we got to worry about, because it's a matter of this. It's simple. It's at this point, a lot of our people, we don't really trust each other. We don't trust people, but we just, we kind of just take chances. You know what I'm saying? And hope for the best outcome. So I'm going to put the website in there right now. I'll just drop the website in the chat for you guys. But this is what we're supposed to be doing with each other. This is what we're supposed to be doing with each other. So, and then these processes, they're new to us. So these are things that we are going to have to walk through together. So now think about, when you buy a house and you have all of these closing costs and you have all of these things, and, they pay for it. That includes whatever it is that the lawyer does. And basically, the more you do for yourself, you can shave off thousands and thousands and thousands or hundreds and hundreds of dollars doing things for yourself. You'd be surprised how intelligent you are, how knowledgeable you are when you see it in black and white for yourself. Normally, you go through a program, and generally, your realtor handles everything. They don't really tell you all the ins and outs, and that has left an impression among people that that's just something that will leave up to the realtors, right? When there's things that you can do to cut the costs. Maybe you know someone that is a home inspector that does the inspections. That could be a huge amount of savings and stuff like that. So this is just some of the things that we need to discuss. I really rather just stick to our own plan instead of all venturing off on the things that we can't do anything about. Mississippi has beautiful, pristine land, dirt cheap. Louisiana, Alabama. I would love to go into Alabama. For some reason, Kentucky's got it. Kentucky's got it going on. Plus, their laws are absolutely bomb. From what I saw in their constitution, totally would be agreeable and suitable for me in my pursuit of happiness. Those are the places that I would like to have land in. I kind of just want to play The Sims. I don't want to just be limited to one place. I want a little bit everywhere, as we should. We should be able to have different communities set up so that we will be able to respite each other, and triage each other in different, disasters and stuff like that. There's a lot of people that were caught slipping, that were homeless. We want to be able to have somewhere where we can have some people go that are, out in their back pocket, shit like that. We want to be able to do these communal services, and have something for your family to fall back on. There's nothing wrong with that. It's everything wrong with us not having those things. And even for those of us that have had inheritances and stuff like that, we didn't really take care of the shit that we got left. We really didn't. And a lot of that is our fault too. A lot of our folks die intestate. They don't leave a will. So therefore we always have to end up fighting with the state for our family shit. So we got some deep plans. It's not to put everything out there, and I'm sure one of these biting ass niggas is gonna, take these little spicy meatballs and go and try and do some other shit. We see it. We know what's happening. And do their own bill. But my email is there. Let me just drop that there. Um, this ain't no goddamn Branch Davidian, David Koresh, Waco shit. This ain't no Dr. York, Tom Ray shit. There's some active shit that the Indians can do, that we can establish relationships. If we are acting as a government, we can establish relationships with the government, right? Because all those Moors and everything that told people they was outside of the government, they are not getting no $1,200 check. They done showed you all them fancy W8 Benz and all that other 1040 EZ and all this other shit. They done showed you all that, but them niggas ain't getting no help. Whatever small businesses they have, you think that because they are outside of the government, they are not entitled to a motherfucking thing. So,
No help.
So we're gonna figure some of this stuff out, but there's a lot of things going on in the background. I personally, my sister and I, and Coach and Tasha, we've looked at a couple of things that we'd be interested in. Definitely, if y'all interested, there's so many things that we can put together in different places. It doesn't all have to be in a communal place. I'm not suggesting that we do no crazy catfish situation and we buy land in North Carolina and you just quit your job and bring your kids and drive across country and we all just what now? We ain't gonna do that shit. I ain't talking about that. But having it, you rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it. Do you know how vulnerable I felt being here in New York City? Like if some shit really jumps off, how vulnerable we are? What about the elders? We happen to be in Queens. It's really not that far a shot for me to get to the Atlantic Ocean. But shit, can everybody else swim? It's a lot of stuff we got to worry about. I can run fast. I know my mama could keep up, but my auntie had knee surgery. She ain't gonna be able to move that quick. It's a lot of shit we gotta worry about. But I'll tell you what, Moon ain't getting caught slipping. As soon as it's time, I get my ass back down south. I'm getting my hands in the dirt. Because I'm not going to keep worrying about what the government did, what they did. I'm like, shit, they moving like this. I better be ahead of the curve. This is, to me, this was a great sign to stay ready so I ain't got to fucking get ready. But to avoid paying $3 for a tomato or me myself having to bust somebody upside their head because my daughter telling me she want to eat because I will do it. I will do it. And I expect that to be done to me too. Same shit. It ain't right, but that's what it is. I know what survival's like. Know what survival's like. But this will give me an opportunity, me and my children, opportunities to connect together, to connect back to nature. This is going to be a growing experience. I'm not going to go too crazy. Me, I don't have the green thumb. So I got to start with a little small patch. I wouldn't want to bury all my seeds and expect all these fantastic things happening from the first time I'm trying to grow some shit and then I blow everything. Start a little patch test here. You know, the first time you ever put a relaxer in your hair, you don't slap the creamy crack all over your hair. You put it on a little piece to see, make sure the shit don't fall out. You don't have no crazy reaction to it. You don't just go slicking the slick back all the way through, right?
The creamy crack.
Right. So, I'd start off with a little small parcel and things like that. We need to get together so we can be able to visit these places. Then there's other things that we have to watch out for when buying land that I've learned from a couple of the elders that, so we got to learn about certain things that we should have that come with it, such as easement. It would suck to have 900 acres and the man that owns the house, the property before you got to use his road and he says no. So all of that shit got to be factored in. Now you got 1,000 acres your ass can't even get to. You got to cross this nigga's river to get to your acres. So many things we don't know. But once we do that, and once we are able to alleviate some of, the things that we are looking for the oppressor to be responsible for, feeding us, certainly feeding us, clothing us, we are looking to them to pretty much do everything for us. Whether we have money or not, we'll still do shit to get the money, to get the stuff that we don't have, right? So either way, we got to make sure that we are taking care of ourselves. Either way, we got to make sure we're taking care of ourselves. We need to form an elite and an elite union of Indians that's really about what they say they're about. We don't need thousands. It could be 300 of us getting busy while the rest of these niggas is still talking about who they hate and what they trying to do to people. And here we are over there like, hey, on our second fucking harvest, trying to make sure we can get this basket of fruit over the Mississippi, over to here. They need this. We can form relationships with cooperative extensions and make sure that our people don't go without. You think I care? I'm not going to be growing shit on my parcel of land, worried about people in Bangladesh hungry. That ain't going to be none of my damn concern. But if I'm living in Clifton Park, Georgia, I want to make sure the people in Clifton Park got food. Because if I make sure the people when it comes to that, I can't just be specific to the Indian. That means everybody. Because if the Indians the only ones with food, that make them motherfuckers vulnerable too. All over again. So I'd rather feed everybody in the community.
That's right. So they don't come eat on you.
That's right. That's right. That's pretty much it. Coach, did you have anything else you wanted to discuss or talk about?
Ah man, it's so much. You touched a lot. You did. That's about right though. You did on the head. Um, nah, not really. I've been over here making sure everything is good. I've been listening to you. You did real good today though. I mean, you told it like it is, just straight like it is. People gotta understand that though.
That's right. And look at Mr. Waltho says each group in each state form a co-op and trade between them. That would be nation to nation, government to government relationships. Now do
Okay.
you want the government to take you seriously? This is what we have to do. And we have never done that. None of these so-called black leaders have ever suggested that we follow the fucking instructions that everyone else follows. They've never suggested that. They've only purported to have answers for those of us less in the know of what it is that their functions are supposed to be, with their job titles, actually what we should actually expect from them to do. A lot of people have not made themselves privy to that understanding, to that knowledge for their own better understanding. A lot of people haven't done that. But for those that have, you certainly want to make sure that you still keep your hands clean, because with that comes a great responsibility. And that responsibility is not to take advantage of the people who openly admit to you that they don't know, who openly admit to you that they don't know what it is that they're doing, but they know that they want to do something. The only thing I can guarantee is that I'm going to protect those people to the best of my ability. That was what I was raising a lot of hell for, because I didn't want them to fall into the hands of some of those granny traffickers and shit like that. I seen it happening, and this is why I came in. That's why I came in hard, swinging the way I kept swinging. And motherfucker, oh, it's all division and all of that. Yeah, we gotta divide these motherfuckers. They trying to hurt people. It's people crying for help. And they think they got away from a lion only to run into a bear. Who gonna protect them people? I ain't saying that that's my job, but when they cross my path, that's what I'll do. It's only natural to me. I'm not gonna stop being myself, my loving, empathetic self, to please some of these suckers.
Don't do it.
So
Malone said
we got work
anything
to
is
do.
possible. Anything is possible for those that really want it. I tell that to my boys every day.
That's right. That's right. That's right. So we're gonna get this together. There's a lot of stuff that we're looking to do. Definitely just check for us. Don't count us out. We ain't done. We just getting started. And it'd be nice to have other people start with us, right? When you shooting with us from the gym, you already know what it's gonna be hitting for. We fucking with some winning shit here. Ain't no really, ain't nothing they could really say. They could be mad about it, but I guess that means that they're alive still, because they feeling something, right? They feeling, whether it's happy, sad, mad, or glad, you're feeling. You're in your feels. So
Yeah, you was talking about those groups getting together, and I was
yes,
like, that's the community. Like you got
that's
every
right.
little community, like in Atlanta, every
Right.
community got a certain day. You got Adamsville Day, you got Glenwood Day. Those
Mm-hmm.
communities need to start building within each other and start trading and bartering with other communities.
That's right. I want to get back to the sharecropping, the shit that they try to make us be ashamed of. Made everybody leave the South and run for the city and all these industrial jobs and whatnot. Now we lazy. The kids can't cook. We just lost all
So
of
you
so many
moving?
skills.
So you ready to get back to the country?
Oh, I'm going back. I'm the city of me. Oh, we the cityest country girls. Oh, the countryest city girls you ever did see anyway. We got country. We got Southern hospitality. We just happen to live here in New York. We about that life we was raised by them people that was born and raised in the South. About that life. That I have something really specific and absolutely perfect. So anybody that is interested, certainly that website is for you to do whatever it is you want to do. You and your family. Every state is there. They do even have some things abroad if you're interested. But we have something that we got our eye on specifically. And if you're interested in doing something with us, please send me an email. You can send it to No Grandma Killers. Why don't you do that? Send it to No Grandma Killers. That way, one of us will be sure to see it. No Grandma Killers at gmail.com if you're interested in this one parcel that I'm speaking about. That's something that we can take care of in the next few days. So what are we going to do? We're going to start crowdfunding to start making these purchases and things like that, because we have to be very meticulous in how we do it. We definitely don't want to be shadow boxing with this. We're going to have some questions. We want to make sure that if they're in any, we just want to make sure we do our homework. If you send an email to No Grandma Killers and you're interested, in the couple of properties that we have specifically set aside to invest in, then let me know. I'm not going to give away, um, all of the spicy meatballs pertaining to how that's a winning situation. If you're interested, then we can talk about it. But I'm not. I don't think it's. I don't think I should put it out there right here, right now. But that's it, and that's all. I'm glad y'all here. It's dope to see y'all. I'm so glad that y'all came through. Hot Street Watch, send my love back to the Lumbee Nation, the badasses. Oh man, I was just reading a story about them running the KKK out of town. I like going back to that. Shout out to the Lumbees, yo. But anyway, I'm glad everybody's good. I'm glad everybody is healthy and keeping themselves right. We're gonna get through this. Um, Nothing's ever gonna be the same. So maybe trying to kind of try to settle into that and figure out how we, as a collective, are gonna make our normal for us, because nothing that we've experienced thus far is normal, and we are looking to change this going forward. Nothing's been normal for the Indian since these peoples have arrived on our lands. So we have to not only set the precedent for what normal is, we are the keepers and guardians of that, of normalcy and restoration. And that's something that we're all responsible for. Something that we're all responsible for. And it will require us to have some selfless moments where it's just not all about you. What were you saying, Coach?
No, I was saying facts to that.
Yeah,
That
so
is nothing but the truth.
that's really it. Again, it's tourist season, and everybody that was under quarantine during the end of Pisces into right now into tourist season, we get do-overs. Gotta know we get a do-over. Just so you know, we all get do-overs. But I'm just glad to see y'all. I'm glad y'all taking care of yourself. Y'all still kicking it. Stay healthy, man. Do what it is that you can do. Take this time to plot and plan. Let's get together and make it pop. That's it. That's it. And that's all. Stay away from them crybabies. Don't let that energy. Don't absorb that type of energy of helplessness, despair, dismal, calamitous conditions that you don't see no light out of. Stay off of that shit. Because if you really mad that somebody doing you something,
Nope.
you're gonna figure out how to make it stop. Keep the same energy when it come down to the government or the things it is that you don't like, the changes that it is you wish to see. Keep that same energy. So, Shapisalachi K, beloveds. Y'all take care.
Just make sure you subscribe to No Grandma Killers. This right here, this channel right here. When you see the little circle with the dude harming grandma, share this to your friends. Get it in all the groups, on Facebook. Let everyone know about this page. We're trying to get the subscribers up. Like I said, we got some dates and stuff that we need to let everyone know about. And until then, everyone be safe, and we'll talk to everyone later. Peace. I'm out of here.